Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, Bitcoin just lost nearly $20 billion of market capitalization. And in fact, as we're going to see in this video, Bitcoin is not the only market taking a tumble, as we will soon find out. Oil has just reached a multi-year low. The S&P 500 in about 1 minute from me recording this is about to open 20 points or 6% lower than where it closed on Friday. And the entire global economy is having a pullback, the likes of which we haven't seen in at least a year back in the end of 2018. Guys, this might be a slightly longer one than normal because we're going to start off by talking about Bitcoin, but then we're also going to be talking about the stock market, the oil market, and how Saudi Arabia just started a price war with Russia and the implications that that might have on the global economy, as well as on Bitcoin, not even to mention the news. There's a lot to cover in today's video, and this video is going to be jam-packed with information, so make sure you're taking notes, make sure you're being diligent, and make sure you guys watch until the end because you're gonna learn something today. I hope you guys do enjoy. As always, if you do, hit that like and subscribe button. And I also want to mention that the sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy will be wrapping up on Wednesday. That means there are about 48 hours left for you to go ahead and jump in at the current price. All of those new videos that we recorded last week are going to be going up in the course today. So if you're already in CT2, you're going to be getting access to all of that new content absolutely for free. I'm not EA. I don't charge for DLC. Anyway, guys, more on that at the end of the video. But for right now, though, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. I want to start this video off by kind of dispelling some of the fear that I'm seeing in the market right now. Because, guys, one thing you need to realize is that markets have pullbacks, markets have rallies. Right now, the entire global economy is in a major pullback. I'm not going to lie to you. A couple $1 trillion of valuation just got lost in stock markets around the entire world. $20 billion has gone on Bitcoin as far as valuation is concerned. This is a big pullback. This is significant, and this will have lasting impact for the rest of this year and maybe even beyond. This might be the beginning of a recession. I don't know. But I want to start this video before I even get to any of that and make sure you guys are aware that whatever we're about to go through, whatever's going on in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies right now, we've been through worse. You've been through worse. We're going to be just fine. I don't need any of you panicking. I don't need any of you freaking out. If you want to short, you go right ahead, but I don't want you losing your head because that is what's going to screw you over, not the direction of the market. Keep your head screwed on straight and you'll be fine. Let's dive into it. So guys, with all that said, let's go ahead and start over here on CoinMarketCap and look at the 7-day chart for Bitcoin. As you can see, at about 7:40 this morning, we were sitting around $143 billion in market capitalization. And at the same time, 24 hours ago, Bitcoin was sitting at $159 billion of market capitalization. Bitcoin has lost $16 billion in the last 24 hours. And guys, I'm not going to lie to you, that's a pretty big deal. That is about 10% of the value of Bitcoin, and that of course corresponds to the price because as you guys will see on CoinMarketCap, Bitcoin is down 10%, so it makes sense. If you'll remember to yesterday's video, I'm going to go ahead and roll a clip of it here in just a second. We predicted that Bitcoin will pull back down to around $8,000, and then I made a further prediction that I didn't think that $8,000 was going to hold. I'm going to go ahead and roll that right now, which leads me to my prediction. We will pull back to $8,000, and if Bitcoin decides that it is going to bounce and rally, then we will have a confirmed uptrend as we have a gigantic inverse head and shoulders pattern pushing us to the upside. This is one of the biggest inverse head and shoulders patterns I've ever seen. If, however, Bitcoin does not manage to hold $8,000, if that is not low enough, and if Bitcoin does not put in a trend reversal, rallying back up above the 200 daily SMA, then that is where things get concerning and price targets starting with a 6 start coming to mind. So like I said, guys, if Bitcoin does manage to hold at $8,000, then we would probably see a bounce back up to 200. But considering all of the developments that we've seen over the last 24 hours that we're going to be getting to in this video, I am convinced that Bitcoin is going to be going below $8,000, and that is my call, unfortunately, because if Bitcoin were to hold here, that would, of course, represent the right shoulder of an inverse head and shoulders pattern, but I don't personally believe that is going to hold. There are plenty of fundamental reasons for that, but I'll show you a few technical as well. As you can see, the RSI has started to diverge even more bearish. I said the RSI, I meant the MACD. The RSI is sitting down here around 32, which means there is just a little bit more bearish room to run on it. And if we look at the weekly chart, guys, you can see something pretty sad. We did just have a bearish cross on the weekly chart MACD. That is typically going to signal quite a bit of downtrend, which means our new price target is probably sitting down here around the 100 weekly SMA, which is sitting around $7,000. That's where I'm seeing us going from here. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, that might not be the bottom either. It might be lower than that. Guys, as I've said in previous videos, you have to realize Bitcoin is not in a vacuum. It is going to respond to global markets. It is a speculative asset and viewed as such by the majority of the human population that invests in stock markets and in cryptocurrencies and in assets. People are not going to be investing in Bitcoin. They're going to be investing in Purell, okay? There is not a lot of money going into Bitcoin right now. People are shorting oil and shorting the stock market right now. That's where a lot of money's going. So I want you to understand something. Everything we're seeing on Bitcoin right now, I think a pullback pullback was due, but I don't think a pullback this large was due. I think most of this, maybe about half of the price that we've seen so far, is mainly due to the economic downturn that we've seen over the last couple of weeks, and that frankly I think is going to continue for another couple of weeks. Let's go ahead and get to that. It would of course be wise to start with the stock market, and as you can see, we've had a major correction over the last couple of weeks, around 12 to 14% correction in 15 days and 11 trading days. That, however, is not the full picture, because as you can see on TradingView, if I drag out our side panel, the pre-market looks like about 276, which is a full 20 points or 7% lower than what the chart is reading right now, because the market hasn't opened, the bell hasn't rung. So considering pre-market will be ending very soon, it is important for us to understand that the S&P 500 may as well be trading at 276 right now, which means if we retrace from all-time high, 276 is sitting right down here, 18.5% from all-time high. Guys, as you may know, an 18 to 20% correction based on who you ask normally represents the beginning of a recession. So I'm not trying to scare you guys, but I do want you to understand the severity of the pullback we're seeing right here. This isn't just another pullback. If Bitcoin bounces around 270 to 280, then we might be okay. But I'm not very happy with how the market's looking. Let's dive back into it. One thing you're going to notice on the S&P 500 ETF is that you need to look at your moving averages. Right now, it is sitting above the 100 weekly SMA. Unfortunately, when that market opens, we are going to be about 10 points lower than that, sitting right around here. So if the S&P 500 doesn't bounce, which frankly it probably won't, we're more than likely going to be pulling back to the 200 weekly SMA, which is what we would expect after seeing the year-long rally that we've seen in the S&P 500 ever since December of 2018. This market has needed to correct to the 200 SMA anyway, so this might end up being a healthy thing for the market, even though it would be over a 20% correction, which is kind of into the danger zone. And I need you guys to understand something. This is not just some random market. This is the S&P 500 is traded on the CBOE BZX exchange. It is a very important market, and millions of people watch it. The decision point for this market is going to be the 200 weekly SMA. As you can see, in the last 10 years, we've corrected to it twice, once in February of 16 and once in December of 18. It looks like we're about to have a correction to it again. If we fall below that, then that is probably when we need to start talking about a recession. Until that happens, we need to be very careful, because we don't want to fearmonger. I don't want to scare you guys. We are in a correction, and you do need to be careful, but so far, everything is okay. Anyway, moving on, there is a very interesting development going on in the oil market, and I promise you guys, you're going to want to hear about this. Oil crashes by most since 1991. 30 years ago, as Saudi Arabia launches a price war. Oil prices suffered a historic collapse overnight as Saudi Arabia shocked the market by launching a price war against one-time ally Russia. Now, I'm not going to get into exactly what's going on here. I encourage you guys to go read this story on your own. It gets into a lot of geopolitics, which we are not very familiar with here on the channel, or at least I haven't talked about. I'm familiar with it. I haven't talked about it on the channel very much, so I want you guys to go and look into this on your own. What you need to understand basically is that Saudi Arabia is a part of OPEC, and they wanted to come to an agreement with Russia. Russia was not down for that and decided to slash their prices and increase production, which dragged the price of oil to the downside, which is going to hurt American refineries and American drillers. And this is very apparent on the chart, because as you can see, there has been a gigantic sell-off in oil. We're looking at the Brent crude oil chart, which lists the price of oil per barrel. And as you guys can see, in one day, we pulled back by nearly a third. Oil was trading around $50 a barrel. We're now trading around $35. Over the last 6 hours or so, we have, of course, had a little bit of a bounce, but who knows how long that is going to last. To give you guys some perspective, we're on the weekly chart now. This is the entire history that this market lists, going back to 2007. As you can see, other than in 2008 during the financial crisis, where we pulled back 75%, this is one of the largest corrections on oil that we have seen this century. Is definitely in the top 5. So what we have right now is a perfect storm of bearishness for the global economy. As you guys may know, the northern region of Lombardy in Italy has been locked down with 16 million people in lockdown. The S&P 500 is taking a tumble. Oil prices are crashing. Bitcoin is correcting. And I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. And I need you guys to understand that, because it's very important. I'm a YouTuber. Several thousand of you guys watch me every single day, which I'm very humbled by. I'm very appreciative of. I never thought would happen, but it's a fact. And because I have reach like that, and because you guys listen to me for guidance, even though I tell you not to trade based off of what I say, you guys are going to listen to what I have to say. And for once, I'm going to say something that I want you to listen to. No matter what happens over the next year, the next 2 years, the global economy has been in a bull market for 11 years. This has been the longest period of growth that we have seen in the last century. Whether or not a correction is coming right now, one is eventually going to come, and quite frankly, recessions are healthy for the market. They need to happen. They shake out the weak businesses, and the ones that hold on are the ones that really know how to do business correctly. As I said in previous videos, it's very easy to run a Shopify store, build Amazon FBA, or quite frankly, run a YouTube channel like this during a bull market where the economy is growing 4% every year. It's very hard to do that in recession. Recessions are like wildfires in forests because they burn out the undergrowth, they burn out the shrubbery, they burn out the weak and they allow the strong to thrive. Recession is not synonymous with a bad word. Recession is simply a fact of life. And whether or not one is coming right now, I need you guys to understand that we've been through worse and we will be through much worse. In the 21st century, we have everything that we need at our very fingertips. We don't have to worry about water. We don't have to worry about food. We rarely have to worry about shelter. We rarely have to worry about any of these things. Some people do, and that's a shame, but the majority of us are okay. We are going to live. The reason I'm saying this is because there is a good reason to be concerned about the global economy right now, but there is not a good reason to panic. There very, very, very rarely is. So if you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off, I want you to stop, screw your head back on straight, and think about where we'll be in 10 years, because we're probably going to be just fine. We might not even remember what's going on here if this doesn't develop into a full-blown recession. If it does, we've been predicting it for years. We've been saying that we needed one. We didn't know when it was going to happen. Maybe this is the start. Maybe the start's 5 years from now. But I don't want you guys panicking. I don't want you freaking out, because it's very hard to make the most of a recession when you aren't thinking straight. Most of the richest individuals in the world got rich because they built a business while everybody else was running for the hills during that R word. I'm not going anywhere. I hope you're not. I know that I'm going to be in Bitcoin until the very end because I see the future. And if you guys see the future, make sure you stick around too. And don't let your emotions run you. You will regret it. I promise. Anyway, guys. How can you be sad if you got coffee? Come on now. Go make some coffee if you haven't already. Well, what are you doing with your life? Guys, if you haven't already liked the video, hit that like button. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We upload every single day, and no recession, no coronavirus is going to stop us. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Go ahead and ban me, YouTube. I don't care. I've been joking with the whole news thing. We're about to start talking about it. Go ahead. I was just waiting for it to get bigger so you guys would actually care. Guys, I'm really excited about 2020. No market pullback, no virus, no anything is going to stop that, especially if you got your man upstairs on board. But anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to wrap it out for this video. We're going to be back bright and early tomorrow to bring you some more market content and show you guys what's going on oil, S&P 500, Bitcoin, and the rest of the global economy. And yes, we will be talking about that cursed C word, the coronavirus, that has been ravaging the world and, quite frankly, is a little bit overhyped, but we'll be discussing that in future videos. For now, though, guys, I do want to mention the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy before we leave. We've been putting a lot of work into this lately. Taylor has been working overtime to get this course built. I recorded 8 new videos for the Academy last week. I'm shooting for 10 this week. We're going to have the entire Academy, every single video in here, updated within the next 3 weeks, and then we're going to be adding about 13 new videos. All of you who have been in the course for a while, you're going to get access to all of those new videos completely for free. If you join today, before the price goes up, you're going to be getting access to all of them again. That March 2020 coupon code is in the description down below. That is going to be expiring on Wednesday, and there's only going to be one more sale before the price of CT2A goes up again, because we are putting a stupid amount of content into this. If you guys don't know what's going on, essentially what I'm doing is I'm going through and remaking every single video with our current editing techniques, and I'm taking every single piece of information that was already in these videos, making sure everything stays in the videos, and then I'm adding a bunch of new stuff that I have learned. So every one of these videos just got even more informative. Not even to mention the 10 or so new videos, never before seen videos that will be going in here relatively soon. There's going to be an entire new section to the course down here. So guys, I am very much looking forward to that. There's a 14-day money-back refund guarantee. I will give all of your money back if you so much as email me the word refund. I will give it back to you like that. You can join our Discord server down below and talk to some of our students in private where I can't see the conversation so that you know you're talking to a genuine student. And if you want to see what the actual Academy is like, you can scroll down here on our landing page and preview these 2 videos, how to spot a winning indicator and pattern, and how to set up and use TradingView. This video has not been updated yet. It's probably going to be updated today, actually. This one has been updated. 35 minutes long. Taylor spent 8 hours editing this video, guys. Give her a round of applause. Guys, I don't care what the market's doing. There's plenty of money to be made in Bitcoin, whether you're short or long. Bitcoin just moved 10%, guys. You had 10x leverage on that. That's 100% return. Don't tell me you can't make money when a pullback is happening on Bitcoin. In fact, it's one of the easiest times to make money in Bitcoin. And even if it's not easy to make money, you should always be investing in your education, which is what the course was built for. So if you guys are interested, the link's in the description down below. If not, it's perfectly fine also. If you did enjoy today's video, like I said, hit that like and subscribe button. But for now, though, guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.